Hmm.
Technical playing is hard. Rachet and Clank Full Frontal Assault. This has been a game that originally, when it was announced 12 months ago, 18 months ago, something like that, it came out of the blue, and I didn't know what it was going to be. I got into the multiplayer beta for this game and actually had a ton of fun with it. I think it's a really interesting mini MOBA, I guess we can call it. It's like a League of Legends type deal, but on a smaller scale. It's 1v1 or 2v2, but that's it only. But there seems to be a lot of confusion about what this game really is. So I thought what I would do is just go through one mission on a campaign and then one competitive mode and sort of give a brief overview about what this game, actually is. Because there's a lot of confusion about what the single player is supposed to be, because everybody wants it to be like the older Ratchet and Clank games where it's that big single player experience. This game isn't quite that though. So let's drop into the campaign here real quick. Probably the best thing about it, this game is like genuinely funny. There have been a couple times where I have just been cackling at how amusing some of the jokes are. A lot of the way that they explain things and a lot of the nomenclature and the in-jokes are very good. It's that good old Ratchet Clank type deal. That humor that we've come to know and love and expect. So it's been nice. So let's see. This is your hub. It's not really much of a hub. It's sort of a... This is where you get all your missions, but you get your missions from one station. This is sort of like just eye candy. You can see all the weapons here. You can get information on your campaign stats and whatnot. But let's see what missions I haven't quite done. So I have beaten this game. It's very short. So I beat this in about 4.5 hours. The single player is very, 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 very restricted. Or not restricted, but there's not a whole lot going on. So let's see. Let's go to Rachet, and we'll try to do some of this stuff now that I'm a little bit more leveled up. So it looks like there's 3 medal challenges for each level, beating it, time trials, and challenges. So the single player can be long. It was taking me upwards of 40 minutes to an hour to beat these things going for the first time, and it was very, very tight because I was low level, and some of the things that they throw at you sometimes feel a little bit unreasonable in the single player, but it's nothing that you couldn't handle. I beat it fine enough. But it's interesting it's interesting the methods that they decided to go for the single player. It's like half of the multiplayer. But let's see. Alright, so the first thing you need to know is you start out every level without any weapons. So you've got to go up to these weapon pods and you need to restore them or activate them in order to get weapons. The first one is always combustor and it's always relevant. And I think I have almost all the weapons fully maxed out. But yeah, like I said, this is a MOBA pretty much. You need to go around, you need to do your jungling, you need to get as many bolts as you can, as quickly as you can, in order to make sure that you don't get overwhelmed when the enemy forces start, when they start showing up, throwing mobs your way. But it's not as cut and dry as the multiplayer is. The multiplayer, I feel like, is real offense. It's just 1-on-1 or 2-on-2. You are putting down defenses and you're putting down defenses and assigning your mobs and getting ready to go over an attack physically and create chaos, so you can do what you need to in order to get the win. And this one, it's more like almost like straight tower defense, where you need to go around and get money, but a lot of it's completely they're just gonna send, or the computer sends waves after waves after you. There's no real bosses. And there's heavy types like tanks and bombers and stuff like that, but there's nothing like there's no enemy hero that you have to worry about. So, got the slingshot, which lets you access more areas of the map, just like old Rachet and Clank. The level design for this game is really good. It's that special brand of confusing that, when it comes to multiplayer stuff, feels really nice. One of the big problems I have with this game right now is that there are no
incoming enemies on the left lane.
there's only 3 maps with multiplayer, and since this game has such a multiplayer focus, it is kind of bewildering how quickly, and it's the same 3 maps from the beta, so I was definitely expecting them to add a little bit more. But this game also seems to have a really heavy DLC-centric nature. Like, there's already a whole bunch of skin packs up, and those are fine because they're just cosmetic. They don't give you anything. But at the same time, it's very it's not the kind of things that you really want. Like, I really wanted there to be I really wanted there to be at least half a dozen maps, because I feel like there's 2 types of people that you experience when you're playing online. It's the people who are really into this game and know the maps super well and, have their strategies down well before, the match even starts. And you have everybody else who got this because they thought it was a Rachet and Clank, a traditional Rachet and Clank game, and those people get rolled. Like, I only have blowouts one way or another. People that are way better than me, or the people who are way worse. I'm gonna double I've only had probably like 2 or 3 really close matches, and I'll go when we go into the multiplayer mode. I'll go into what I like about the multiplayer mode and what I don't. But overall, I think it's a really, really good system that they've set up. It's just a little wonky in certain places.
Threat eliminated.
So let's see. So the main thing that we need to do here in the single player is you need to re-establish the link between the planetary defense mechanism and the power source for it, which means that basically you just need to go into 2 bases that are remotely heavily guarded and clear them out and turn the switch that turns all the power back on. And that will move you into the next phase. And it's all pretty standard. My combustor's level 3, so it's got that spread shot on it, which makes it one of the better weapons in the game. One of the interesting strategies I've seen online is just to use combustor for everything, so you get to level 3 as quickly as possible. And once you do that, you can take out pretty much everything really, really fast, which is sort of good and sort of bad. On one hand, it means you're playing a slower game, but on the other hand, like, it really does turn the combustor into one of the stronger weapons, which is, odd. Your pea shooter becomes like pretty much the best gun in the match. So yeah, there's the switch that you need to hit. Pretty simple. Oh yeah, it's got a shield on it. So yeah, this is what you can consider to be the boss of the area. It's usually a bomber that has a pretty high amount of it's kill the enemy, and then you see the weak spots of the area. You kill those weak spots, and then you have access to whatever you need to do. And then once you do that, you're golden.
Enemy dropship now on approach.
Golden boats. I don't really know what golden boats do other than normal unlocks. That's a little boring, but well, I was expecting like gold bolts to be like, yeah. So now we have all the gold bolts, so we get like our super arsenal. But it is
Incoming enemies detected.
things cost so much more in single player than they do in multiplayer. Let me check something real quick. So no. Alright.
We must protect the planet.
Alright, and it pretty much goes on like this. There's not a whole lot of variation. Eventually you'll get to the quote-unquote end game. So yeah, right now we have incoming on a bomber coming into the base. Who are fast, and mines don't have any effect on them. Which is kind of a bummer.
The Q4 space is secure.
But at the
All
same time, it's not
generators
that big
are
of a deal.
online.
Alright. So let's see. So you have our map, and you can see where all our weapon encasements are. So I'm gonna go and try and get some explosive
Ammunition
weapons.
acquired.
Because those are very important in the multiplayer. Not so much in the single player. In the single player, I feel like as long as you have level 3 weapons, you can get by with pretty much anything. When I get back to those bases. Alright. And even I mean, this is a game where I feel like if they released a map pack, they could make an expansion for it, a cheap, or an inexpensive expansion for the single player, really easily. And I would hope they would do that, because otherwise, this game, beyond the multiplayer, doesn't have any legs.
The Warminder is now available.
Right, there's our rocket launcher, and I'm going to warp back to the base. And use the money that I just got to heal this. Because I did a bad job. Alright, so let's see, where else can I go? There's another explosive round over there, but I think I'll just go for the base.
Warning, Brungarian forces detected.
This isn't that way. Oh, they're attacking the base.
This warmonger is fun.
So yeah, level 3 Warmonger really wrecks things up in a really satisfying way. But it's really tough to get that stuff up to level 3 when you're playing in multiplayer. You've got to really be using a lot of ammo in order to get that stuff for it. There have been a couple matches, pretty good matches where I don't know how to play that. There have been a couple of really good matches where it all boils down to who can get level 3 stuff first. I'm going to get
You have unlocked Cryo Shot.
Cryo Shot.
Enemy dropship now on approach.
Yeah, and the frequency of enemies attacking you is a little high in single player. I think that's one of the major complaints that people have had. There's not enough time to really explore, and it keeps the single player rounds sort of artificially long.
Enemies are
But
approaching the base.
at the same time, it's not the
These
worst thing in the
enemies are quite
world.
persistent.
The Q4 space is under attack.
And that's done. And these And
This is fun.
Oh, so fast. So yeah, like I said, I've already beaten this game. I have most of the level or weapons up to level 3. This was quite difficult the first time going through. There's a lot of skin of your teeth wins. Like me getting by with one generator left, just scraping.
All generators are online.
All right, let's see. So I don't know how you get over there.
Perhaps
We need
it's
to go
time to upgrade our defenses.
base. So let's go do that. Like, even if it was just using these single-player maps as multiplayer maps, I'm sure there would be a lot of problems, but I still think it would be nice.
Inside that temple.
You really do learn the layout of the multiplayer maps really quickly. And this game has some weird flipping issues as well. Oh no. That's the enemy base where I need to go after. But not yet. We need to go this way. Oh wait, I don't have to get up there. Right. Before I didn't have this. Alright. Door, and we should get the grenade launcher, I believe, which I don't necessarily like, even though it is one of the better weapons. Yeah.
You have unlocked the plasma.
So that's all the weapons. Get all the weapons. Alright, so now we need to go... Stuck on invisible walls. Yeah, there's a lot of really strange invisible walls in this game.
We have lost the cadet.
Which also just feels super strange for a game like this. Alright, so let's go take out the second substation, and then I think we'll quickly just walk into base. So, part of me wants to say that getting bolts in the single-player mode isn't as important as it is in the multiplayer, but that's not necessarily true. That just makes me forget about the few times I felt pinned to the wall
My father would be so proud.
in the campaign because I just had no more bolts anywhere.
Oh dear, I believe I require ammunition.
Bring more guys. So yeah, I mean, the single player isn't terribly exciting. There's a little bit of exploration, but because of the nature of the game, once you learn the layout, there's not a whole lot left exploring-wise. It all just becomes sort of routine. Yeah. So the single player isn't great.
Planetary Defense Center is now accessible.
I think you would be hard-pressed to find anybody who thinks that this
must
is
reactivate the
really
Planetary
all
Defense
that
Center.
amazing. I super like the multiplayer. I think the multiplayer is a great game, and I think it has a good place. All right, let's see.
Why are we not killing stuff?
I think in the future, once they really perfect it and fine tune it and hone in on it, I think this could be something really special. But it does need a little bit more fine tuning. Like I said, the opportunity for blowouts is really, really, really high. So yeah, like, this is Zircon. He's funny. He's genuinely funny. Like, the humor's here. It's just, there's not a whole lot of it. There's not a whole ton of cutscenes. And the cutscenes that are here are not amazing. Or, it's not that they're not amazing, it's just that they're too few. It's like, this game does some really amazing stuff story-wise when it comes to the comedy of it all, and there just isn't enough. Like, there's a couple real standout things that I won't mention because it's, in a game like this, it's kind of a big spoiler. All that stuff should be experienced for the first time when you're playing it. It's so good. There's just not enough. Alright, so that's the gaff shield. One up the gut. Oh shoot. These guys.
My apologies.
Right.
You left us no choice. My father would be so proud.
And there's our sub-boss bomber. I kind of wish you could call these out in multiplayer. You can't. These are single-player only enemies. Get so close, I'm just gonna beat them. I got that haha fire. And so much help that he's not even going to be able to touch me. In a meaningful way.
Hungarian forces defeated. Please restore power to Planetary Defense Center.
So that's the crux of it all. So we'll turn this back on, we'll warp back to the base, and then we have to defend the base for about 5 minutes, which isn't really all that difficult. It's more difficult if you don't have bolts, and that's where the bolt thing kind
Power
of
has been restored to the
comes
Planetary
in.
Defense Center.
But,
return to base to initiate reboot sequence.
And they give you some time if you want to go out in jungle and get some extra bolts, which is a good idea, because once you're in it, you don't really want to leave, because they do send a lot of stuff your way. But at the same time, it's at this stage in the game, which is pretty much the post game, it's all pretty manageable. I haven't felt overwhelmed at all since the first time I played through this, which I guess is fine. I guess that makes sense, but I don't know.
Reboot sequence initiated.
Alright, so now we have to defend this
Warning.
area.
Major assault in progress. Enemy dropship now on approach.
So, 3 on each side.
I detect trouble ahead.
Ugh. So, put these out here, and I'll slow them down. We'll just go with the level 1.
Reboot sequence is 25% complete.
Real quick.
15 enemies defeated, and not a scratch on my sister board.
And below another one. Oh. Right. It costs so much more. Wow.
My apologies. You left us no choice.
So my sentries got taken down over here. Oh no, they didn't. So yeah, I mean, like it's a little odd, the difficulty in this game. Like I just have two clone drones holding it down the entire left side, having no problems. I mean, granted, they're being backed up by my missile launcher drones here, or my missile launcher embankments. But once you get your weapons up, the difficulty of this sort of goes away. Which is kind of a bummer. Granted, this is like level 1. Enemies do get stronger, they do get tougher.
The Q-Force base is under attack.
But even then, it's nothing that a little good planning can't beat. Sort of like the chaos that can come through when you're playing in the multiplayer, the chaos that can be caused by a human opponent, it's never seen in the single player. And it's kind of a real bummer. We got that bomber coming in.
Enemy neutralized.
There it is. Give me all those bolts. Just kill them so I don't waste my Grootron mine over there. Oh, this is the other way.
Reboot sequence is 75% complete.
This warmonger is fun.
The warmonger is fun. I agree. And, I mean, the only other real complaints that I've gotten about this game, other than the fact that it's not what people expected going into it, are, it's not 60 frames per second like Rachet and Clank used to be. As the Grouptron line causes dudes to dance when they walk over it. Gives you enough time for your sentries to take them down.
This is quite an effective weapon.
Bomber coming in. I think it looks fine though. I mean, granted, 60 frames per second would have been nice, but it's really not all that required. It would be interesting if this game, well, I mean, it won't because it's a Rachet and Clank game, and Sony has no luck, but it would be interesting to see how this game would look were it released on PC. Because I think this game, it's simple enough where it could really shine visually, but at the same time, you know, that's just not going to happen. We got another one. So yeah, it's not the most, you know, spine-tingling thing.
All systems operational. Oh dear, I believe I require ammunition. You have attempted to prematurely terminate the life force of the wrong robot.
And I think that's it.
All enemies have been destroyed.
Yeah. So and that's how the single-player missions work.
Reboot sequence complete. The Planetary Defense Center is
So,
now fully
we win.
operational.
And then normally we'd go into the next stage. But yeah, it's like that. And it's not amazing, but it's $20. And it feels like the effort of all this stuff was placed down. No. Okay. It feels like the biggest effort for this was was placed into the multiplayer stuff. Polaris Wonderland. You know, maybe there's more to this than I thought. Let me check this real quick. So status complete. So we got all 6 generators. We did beat the time bonus. We got a good amount of the stuff. There's one more golden bolt that I need for the metal, and I don't know what that swirly sun thing is, but that's also something. And then they take you back here. I don't want to see. Maybe I might have just unlocked another level, and if I did, that's very interesting. Because maybe this game does have longer legs than I thought. Let's find out.
I just watched the whole thing from right here. You guys totally regulated.
So you get promotions by getting medals, and you get medals by beating the various missions. Well, let's see. So, Bakai. No, I don't know what that is. Okay. So let's drop back to the main menu. And we'll see if we can get into a multiplayer game, and depending on how it goes, I might do 2. One to show how it normally goes, and one to show one to show each of the 2 ways that online usually goes, like getting rolled or rolling somebody. Because it feels like that's all I'm doing. I'm either taking somebody out within 5 minutes, or you get like a nice 30-minute game, and it's real substantial. And sometimes it's nice, but sometimes it's just like it gets to that point where you're sort of hitting your head against the wall and you just don't know what to do. So let's see. But like I said, it's been an interesting experience, especially coming from the beta. In the beta, I feel like you had they were keeping matches short. So let's see if he actually takes this, because I just played this dude a little bit earlier today, and he was one of the people that I rolled real fast. Yeah, I think he's thinking about it. Alright, it looks like he's in. It looks like he spent some money on the DLC packs. So let's see. I know all the maps pretty well now. Like I said, all these maps were in the beta, and it doesn't look like the configuration for weapons has changed any. So most of the strategies that I had during the beta still apply. So I'll show you how this normally goes. My strategy is generally a rush and
Recon phase initiated.
rush. This way. It centers around rushing and denying pulse through just taking all the nodes as quickly as possible, and then making it as difficult as possible for them to retake them. Just doing that all in a very quick amount of time. See, like when it's here, I don't use guns at all. Just use the wrench, you clear them out as quickly as possible, and then you try and get some extra bullets in this little.
The blue team captured node 7. The red team captured node 6.
We're gonna meet. Oh wow, interesting. So he's going for the heavy weapons right now. Oh, wow.
Blue team member down.
That's interesting. I've never died that quickly before. But he's going for heavy weapons, which means that he's going to try and do a heavy deny. The interesting thing about this game, though, is that you can't actually use shields on the heavy weapons port. So as soon as he takes it, I'm going to go over there and take it.
The red team captured node 1.
So basically, I'm going to try and take everything that he's already taken. hopefully I don't run into any interference. It's interesting that he started at 6. I haven't seen that. I don't know if that's a great strategy or not. But we'll find out. Already, he's playing way, way better than he was in the last match that he played.
Mr. Zircon is here to kill you.
So let's see. Out. Send out Zircon, one distraction.
The red team captured Node 5.
Okay.
The blue team
Oh,
captured
alright,
Node
well, it
1.
looks like I'm going...
Recon phase complete. Squad phase initiated.
So he was taking 3 and I just took him out.
Recruit reinforcements and purchase base defenses for a tactical advantage.
Wow, is this a glitch? Wow, it's not letting me take this. So this is something I've been experiencing, not a whole lot, but regularly enough where it's a problem.
Blue team member down.
There's no reason why I shouldn't have been able to take that node. But for some reason it decided that I wasn't going to be able to take it. So I'm just going to go up here and take 2. Oh, 2 is where I just was. See, yeah, that's... So I probably won't be able to take that until next round. Which is going to put a lot of pressure on me. I'll just take 3. Oh wow, I can't take any of them. So that's interesting.
Squad phase complete.
Huh. That happens.
Base invasion phase
It doesn't usually happen for all of them,
Warning. Brungarian forces
but
Mr. Zircon will not be
it happens enough where it can be a problem. So I'm going to come back over at 4 and try to grab 4 first next time. So right now we are in the point where... Oh, crap. Wait. What?
Mr. Zircon.
Wait, we never went into collection. So yeah, alright, this game is glitching out super hardcore right now.
Base invasion phase complete. Recon phase initiated.
Very strange. We never... Let's see if I can take these now. Yeah, now I can. Weird. Very strange. A lot of glitching.
The blue team captured Node 2.
Ice beam. Ice beam. Go take 3 and then 4. Because those should have no defenses right now.
The blue team captured
Fire.
Node 3.
So, he's using a better strategy than he did last time we played. Last time he sort of rested on his laurels and waited for things to happen. This time he's being a lot more proactive. But at the same time, not using his bolts in a really effective strategy. Not setting up
Team
defenses
captured Node
when he
4.
uses this. I actually like the shotgun as a anti-personnel weapon. But, let's see. I'm going to try and take this real quick.
The red team captured Node 6.
Take out my Zircon? Did take out my Zircon.
The blue team
And
captured
this weapon.
Node
So now I have all the weapons available. Set up a shield. I'm going to go back to actually grab this. Now I'm going to go back to base. So basically what I would normally do in this situation, I would, it usually gives you another phase in between this attacking the nodes and when you actually have to defend to buy your dues, to buy your attacking forces. We didn't get that this time, which is very odd. But normally I would spend that time to jungle and go around the map and get as many bolts as possible.
Captured node 7. The red team captured
Like I said,
node
very
4.
strange that it didn't let me do that.
Recon phase complete.
No. Okay.
Squad phase initiated.
That was cheeky anyway.
Recruit reinforcements and purchase
So
base
let's see,
defenses
what do I wanna
for
do?
its
Now I
tactical
have-
advantage.
Yeah, now it's working fine. That's very strange. So I'm going to send a tank over, and I'm going to send in a couple of dudes behind that tank. And I'm going to set up a couple defenses. But I need to buy Warmonger base. And now I don't feel safe going out because I know he's going to try and slip in. You see, he's got me second guessing, and that's like, it's a very cerebral game, more so than I originally gave it credit for. But, that being said, I'm still gonna try, there's only 12 seconds left, I don't have any time to jungle. I'm gonna be able to grab a couple bolts over here, yeah, just a few.
Squad phase complete.
Not leaving me a whole lot of stuff that I can do here. Interesting.
Base invasion
That-
phase initiated. Warning,
that,
Bulgarian forces detected. Incoming enemies detected.
There you go. So, what was I saying?
More enemies are headed to the base.
Maybe lose my train of thought. Talking about things hard, folks. So yeah, that glitch really kind of threw me off. Normally I have a much sounder plan than this, but much more sound. I should use these. Get leveled up. Well, that's going. Oh, did he get through? Yeah, he did. Shit. Okay. Okay.
Base invasion phase complete.
So let's see. I'm gonna go after 4.
Recon phase initiated.
See, he's not putting down any shields around his nodes, which means I can just walk in there and pretty much take them really, really easily. See, right there, just took it. Pretty much uncontested. Granted, the shields don't do much for, I mean, they just add maybe another 10 seconds onto the time it takes for it to actually be taken, but that's a lot of time for you to do stuff. Let's see, I'm going to go after 6, just because he's already on the other side. Looks like, for the most part, this is uncontested.
Mr. Zircon does not need bolts. His nodes is big.
Blue team captured node 6.
So yeah, I mean, all I'm trying to do is trying to deny him as much coverage as possible, as quickly as possible, so I get more bolts. Because basically, in this game, the way you get bolts is, the quickest way to get bolts anyway, is to just go around and catch these things, because they will slowly feed you bolts every so often. Like 300 or so every 5 seconds. Great. And he's using those clones in an interesting way, but I've never found that to be so
The
effective.
blue team captured node
So
3.
you're going after 4 again. I'm going to see if we can go after 4. Ooh, there he is.
Mr. Zircon needs long dances.
Yeah, he knows he doesn't want to fight me directly. Oh, let's... times. This. Oh, interesting. It's not going to stop me.
Recon phase complete.
Can I? Oh. Wow.
Squad
That was.
base initiated.
That was almost really good.
Recruit reinforcements and purchase base defenses for a tactical advantage.
Alright, so right now I'm going to level up my dudes. So I'm going to do elite tanks and elite demolitionists. And I'm just going to send... Actually, I'm not even going to do that yet. I'm going to see if I can... Oh, am I going the right way? Yes. I'm going to see if I can jungle just enough to afford an elite tank. And that'll give them something to think about, but he should be able to do it. So basically 20 seconds in order to get as many bolts as possible. So there's a really good bolt cache down here. So we need to get back. So I have 6,000. That'll be enough for one elite tank and one unit of elite demolitionists. And then I can use whatever I get from the complete control of the board, because right now I have complete control of the board. I can use the rest for defenses.
Warning, Brungarian forces detected.
He is on the other side, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Oh, no, he's not. He's right there.
Warning, enemies are approaching the base.
So he's been super cheeky about coming in. I think he beat somebody like this once, but this isn't going to kill me.
Red team member down.
This is barely going to phase me, because I can, all my stuff is so powerful, I can just take him out. And, yeah, that's closed off, that's closed off. Yeah, we're good to go.
Mr. Zircon does not discriminate. Mr. Zircon hates all life force.
So he should be dealing with the tank right now. No, he's still over here. That's... He's playing this really poorly.
Red generator destroyed.
So that's about it, I think. I mean, that should be all she wrote. Put the barrier here just in case he decides. No, he's going to stay over there. Alright. So I will show you real quick, if it doesn't kill him
Red
first,
generator destroyed.
what tanks taking somebody out looks like.
Red generator
I think
destroyed.
it's going to be over before I get over there.
Red generator destroyed. The red team has one generator remaining.
So basically, my dude just rolled in and took it all down.
The blue team wins.
He's spending a whole lot of time trying to break into my base and like do it all himself, but it's like, you really can't do that in this game. It's tough. One of the problems that I think the multiplayer has is I do think that the player character can do too much damage to the base. I like games where it's more like Herzog's Way, where you really have to depend on your mobs in order to do the damage, and you just create that air of confusion. In this one, if somebody's playing poorly, you can get in there and just, with a flamethrower, just take everything out. But I think, I don't know, that's something that might need to get adjusted later on, but I think a lot, when it comes down to it, you just need to overwhelm. You can't just attack all the time, because then, you know, all I need to do is send 2 or 3 guys in there. If you're over here the whole time, you haven't set up any defenses, there's not much you can do. So, let's see. That was pretty much a roll, save for that one weird glitch. So, I will see. Let's see if we can get one more. And we'll take it and we'll call it a day. I mean, it's interesting to see. I mean, that was actually kind of an interesting match, because there's tactics that seem pretty good and, you know, can be experimented on, but against that whole thing of just like going real fast and putting up shields and stuff like that, like just doing straight deny, it doesn't work all that well. Granted, he's not doing things like putting up shields and, you know, trying to deny me or make it as difficult as possible for me to retake his stuff. I see no point in ever putting down turrets on an individual node, but you always have to put up shields. Like, you can skip that first shield, but after that, every time you take a base, you need to spend that 300 on putting up shields. That's cool. So apparently I did unlock a few dudes, helmets and such, but I like this map. I like this Avatar the best. That's just me. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a definite strategy. All right, this dude looks pretty good, so we might get a pretty interesting fight here. And it's interesting, you can see most of the time when I've been playing this, it's like the other person has like question marks next to his name, which usually means he's unranked, which usually means it's his first game, which usually means he's about to lose real hard. But yeah, when I've been fighting people who have a similar or better rank than me, it's usually a pretty good match, or it just means that I'm about to get rolled. It's because there are some people that have real good strategies, real good next level strategies. Alright, let's see. Yeah, he is a full thing above me right now, full rank above me. So let's see how this goes.
Recon phase initiated.
So, for this level, my whole thing is, again, get to the heavy weapons as... Damn, I went the wrong way. Get to the heavy weapons as quickly as possible. I'm going to take 7, because 7's a little bit tough to take. Because one of the natural mobs that you get at 7 is a bomber. But after this, we really need to beat feet to the heavy weapons area.
The blue team captured Node 7.
So, we need to really hit 4, 5, and 1 as quickly as possible. This.
The red team captured Node 1.
Yeah, he went straight for 1. See, I'm not going to go straight for 1, but he knows what he wants out of this. Gotta take that first. Can't just... Yeah, muscle memory is an enemy in this game.
The blue team captured
Freeze
Node
ray.
4.
And I'm going to shield up.
The red team captured Node 2.
Oof. And I'm going for... Pop those things real quick. We got 1. We got 2. Okay.
The blue team captured Node 1.
We took the Warmonger. That's okay. I usually like having the Warmonger, but not the biggest thing. So we can't do deny here. Take this.
The blue team captured Node 2. The red team captured Node 7.
So I have pretty much everything that I definitely want. Let's go. Actually, go back and heal because I'm about to have to go jungle.
Recon phase complete.
Alright, so let's go jungling.
Squad phase initiated.
Get as many bolts as possible, as quickly as possible.
Recruit reinforcements and purchase base defenses for a tactical advantage.
So there's a couple interesting jungling spots. Namely these, they're annoying because the fire can and will kill you if you fuck around with it. Let's see. Alright, so we got that, and there's a... If you can get up there, that's a really good jungling spot. But most of the time when I try to do it, it kicks me off, which is really annoying. So, yeah, there we go. Alright, we got it this time. A lot of times, it won't give me the full height on that jump. I'm going to go back and start setting up defenses. because I doubt he's spending money
Squad
on
phase complete.
defenses yet.
Space invasion phase initiated. Warning, Brungarian forces detected.
So if nobody buys any forces, each side just gets one set of these guys. Alright, so I'm going to go out because they're just going to get taken down. Jumbling. And see if I can get a slight advantage.
Red generator destroyed.
He's completely ignoring me. There he goes. Now he sees me.
Red generator destroyed.
Now he sees me.
Space invasion
Nope,
phase
that's fine.
complete.
And that's okay.
Recon phase initiated.
Here we go. Let's go to 3. It's uncontested. I don't want Zircon. Mr. Zircon is really, really
Red team
useful.
captured node 2.
Because he provides app distraction for everything.
The blue team captured node 3.
3. Shield. I'm going to go back for node 2.
Mr. Zircon is here to kill you.
The red team captured node 4. The blue team captured node 2.
Alright, and let's go. Let's see if we can get 5. Oh, he's probably over there. Let's see what happens. At least that's
The red team captured node 5.
still took him out.
Red
So
team
that is
members
still
down.
useful. Because that will give him a bolt penalty
The blue team
and provide me with
captured
Sarah.
node 5.
And now I'm going to get 4. And here it comes. Good crap. Oh, I ran out. We're gonna slug it out here. Get him, get him. Yeah, got him.
Red team member down.
Excellent.
The blue team captured node 4.
In my experience, it is rarely worth it to actually sit back and slug it out with somebody.
Initiated. Recruit reinforcements and
I
purchase
feel
base
like it
defenses
gets you,
for
or it
tactical
wastes
advantage.
more time and just isn't worth it, opposed to it really being beneficial. Okay, so if you see now, I don't have a whole ton of bolts. About 7,000, which isn't bad, but it could be a lot better. So I'm not going to be able just to rush. But sending a tank his way, see, these are the decisions that you have to make. Like, sending a tank his way might be enough just to mess him up in the head, but I still don't think he's going to spend a whole lot of money. Let's do this. We'll send one tank over, and I'll spend the rest on defenses. Because I don't want to leave this place exposed, especially now that he has probably a fair amount of bolts. One tank should be enough to distract him,
Squad
and at least
phase
keep him over
complete.
there.
Space
I don't have
invasion
complete
phase
control of the board. I
initiated.
don't have great control of the board.
Warning, Brungarian forces detected.
Yeah, he sent some stuff over.
Mr. Zircon lies with force.
Go back over.
Warning, enemies are approaching the base.
heal. And I have enough for inner base defenses. Survives, and it looks like he's gotten caught on the tank, so that was a good decision after all. Oh no, it wasn't. So he did manage to stop it. Okay.
Recon phase initiated.
So let's see. He did take 17. Okay. So for 70, you really need to have these out. So we don't get fired. Take this quickly and get it without having to fight. Just like that.
Team captured node 7.
Alright. Let's go
Red
this
team
way.
captured node 2.
We still need to get 6. Surprise! Good.
Red team member down.
And that was beneficial, but he still did a lot of damage, which means I'm going to have to go back to the base before I go any further. So it's almost as good as killing me. I mean, he's going to lose this one.
Blue team captured node 2. Blue team member down.
So let's see. Let him have 2. I'm going to go after 6. And get that last weapon.
The red team captured node 2.
And I can come back and re-get 6 later. Or re-get 2 later.
Mr. Zircon does not believe in super capacity.
That would be really great if this thing leveled up already.
The blue team captured node 6.
Alright, so let's go back to node 2. To play our cards right, we might be able to do a full deny.
Red team member down.
So put down a Thundercracker, just in order to do a little bit of extra damage.
Mr. Zircon.
Doesn't matter. So that worked out. Grab this, and that should give me full control of the board
Blue team captured node 2.
early on. So I'm just going to warp back. Actually, no.
Recon phase complete. Red team member down. Squad phase initiated.
I have no idea how to get there. Alright, so now I'm going to warp back. There's not a whole lot of great
purchase
jumping
base
spots in this
defenses
level.
for a tactical advantage.
So, I'm going to enable heavy tanks. And I should be able to buy one momentarily. Yeah. And I need to re-establish a perimeter. And that's probably a better one, just because the side already has stuff. Yep, totally. So I think I'm just going to sit back and let that tank do its work. And then next round, I'm going to really go in. Something tells me he has enough bolts where he can be costly.
Squad phase complete. Base invasion phase initiated. Warning, Hungarian forces detected.
Mr. Zircon, equal portion. Portion means your death, like Mr. Zircon.
Red team member down.
And a couple little guys, I don't care about them. My defenses will be able to take care of them. It's more about what's behind. And small ones. Nothing to really be worried about. Came back over.
Blue team member down. Red
So my guys, if you look on the minimap, my guys have infiltrated his base and are doing a ton of damage right now. So now is really the time to go over.
The blue team
And he
wins.
surrendered. Yeah, but that's what it sort of boils down to, I feel. And I don't think they ever really got away from the send in tanks. And if we did one more, I would have had enough to do 2 or 3 tanks at a time. And I feel like multiplayer is generally decided around the third stage, one way or another. Rarely do they ever go beyond that. But it's interesting, and it's a fun little multiplayer thing. I like it a lot. But it's $20. I think it's a steal for $20. But that's me. I really like this multiplayer, and I'm going to keep playing it. But if you don't have any, real inkling towards multiplayer, then maybe this isn't for you. I don't know. But I really enjoy this game. The single player is a little blah, but the multiplayer is where this game shines. And if you're looking for something interesting, I think this is definitely the way to go. Talk about playing hard.